Well, good morning, everyone. This is for social studies. I'm going to go over the lesson. I'm going to read it with you, and then we're going to go over the questions together. Happy Friday. Made it for another week. We're going to have another week of this as well. I'm hoping to get back after that, but you never know with this whole thing. So let me read it. The directions are to read the article and then answer the questions that follow. I would suggest highlighting important facts. So what you would do is you just go up, highlight if that's important. I'm not saying that is, and then you go to the highlight color and then just highlight whatever color you want to do. You can do any color you want. I want to get rid of that for now. So that's what I would suggest doing, and then you have the questions that follow at the bottom. If you're doing this on paper, I would advise you to take a picture of it and then send it to me, please, because I don't know that you did it. Some of you turn in stuff and it's blank, and I'm giving you zeros for that if you're turning in blank work. So do not turn that in. I also advise you to also do it again, but some of you are not doing it again and you're still getting zeros. So that's going to be definitely affect your grade. All right. So this is a famous battle, the Battle of Somme. This is one of the battles in World War I. This is our last lesson for World War I, and then we're going to do a review, have a mini quiz next week, and then we're going to start the Roaring Twenties and Harlem Renaissance. I actually love this topic, so hopefully you guys will too. I'm trying to find some fun activities for it. All right, so here we go. The Battle of Somme. The Battle of Somme was one of the costliest or very expensive events of World War I. In the summer of 1916, the line of trenches on the Western Front stretched from the English Channel across France to Swiss border. At Verdun, near the middle of this line, French and German troops were weakening. The goal of the Somme offense was to lessen the pressure on Verdun and to push the British forward. The attack began July 1st, 1916, with a mostly British force crawling out of its trenches and crossing no man's land under slowly dying down German machine gun and artillery fire. The attack soon slipped into a disaster. During that day, Britain endured almost 60,000 casualties, which is deaths, the bloodiest day in British military history. Not changing their strategy, the British command ordered the assault to continue the next day with the hope of breaking through the German lines. Later attempts continued through the fall months, yet produced no breakthrough. Finally, with winter coming in November, the battle was deserted. The final tally included 420,000 British casualties, 200,000 French and Germans were 500,000. The reward of the effort was a 6-mile movement of the British front line in German territory. Among the French troops waiting to attack the German trenches on July 1st was an American named Alan Seeger. When war broke out, Seeger joined the French Foreign Legion in order to defend his beloved country. One of his poems during this period was a poem entitled Rendezvous with Death. So Seeger kept this appointment with death on July 1st, 1916, the first day of the Battle of the Somme. He was 28 years old. His last moments are told through the words of a friend. About 4 o'clock in the order came to get ready for the attack. No one could help thinking of what the next few hours would bring. 1 minute's pain and then, once a kind of gravity falling upon them, while in each could be read the determination and expectation of victory. The first section, Allen's section, formed the right and leaders of the company, and mine formed the left wing. After the first bound forward, we lay flat on the ground, and I saw the first section advancing beyond us and making toward the extreme right of the village of Bally-en-Centre. I caught sight of Seeger and called to him, making a sign with my hand. He answered with a smile. How pale he was! His tall silhouette stood out in the green of the cornfield. He was the tallest man in his section, his head erect or upright, and pride in his eyes. I saw him running forward with the bayonet fixed. Soon he disappeared, and that was the last time that I saw my friend. So that is the Battle of Somme, and also the excerpt about one of the troops. His name is Alan Seeger. So that's the article and about him. So now we're going to answer the questions. So the first question is, based on what you have learned, how do you think Seeger died? So that would be found in these last 2 paragraphs here. How do you think he died? How might his experience at war have been different than the Americans who were sent overseas in 1917? So compare what he went through to what Americans went through when they got over there. Because he was probably there on the battleground for a longer period of time. So what did he go through that maybe Americans didn't? And then number 3, identify how the Somme was one of the costliest or most expensive battles of the war. How was it? Remember, we went over that word. It's up at the top here. You're going to find it in paragraph 1. All right, number 4, who would benefit from the victory at Somme and how? So who is benefiting from winning? Is it the British? Was it the French? Was it the Germans? So you're going to say who it was here, and then how did they benefit? Did they get more land? Did they gain more territory? Did they have more troops at the end? Explain that with the how. And number 5, it says draw a diagram of the setup of the trenches in no man's land. In one sentence, explain a danger soldier. So if you're not doing the paper copy, then you really can't do this because you're not going to be able to draw it on your Google Doc. So what I would suggest is just do the second part, which says in one sentence, explain a danger a soldier faced in no man's land. So that was explained in, I believe, paragraph, let me see. I just saw that one. No man's land is in actually the second paragraph right here. So you can explain that. What would it be like for somebody in that area? You don't have to draw, like I said, not unless you have the paper copy and you want to take a picture of it for me and then send it to me through Google Classroom. That's fine. But that's your lesson for today. So hopefully that helped you with that. And like I said, this is like our last lesson, and so we're going to do a review next week of World War I. Take a quiz, and then be done with it. And that'll be an open notebook, open notes quiz. So hopefully everybody will be good with that. All right, I'll talk to you guys next week. Have a good weekend.